What's up everyone, welcome back to One Strange Adventure. Welcome to the next video. This week we are exploring Tucson. We are kicking off this week with a
meetup.
a mini meetup.
A mini meetup.
Yeah.
It's a last minute impromptu meetup.
Yeah, we just scheduled this week. There's some folks in the Arizona area, the Tucson area, that want to meet up. So we're gonna go there now. We're going to the Fire Truck Brewing Company in Tucson. And let's just go see who we can meet up with and have a little bit of fun.
Excited to see if anybody shows up. If they don't, we're just gonna have dinner.
Our website is updated with an events page, so if you're interested in a future meetup, we do have some information on there. More information will be coming to the website very soon though.
Yes, that was just what we could get together this week.
Yep.
Because we did a live stream, so we wanted to give some updates.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's go hang out. We just want to say thank you to everybody that came out and met us at the Fire Truck Brewing Company. Had an amazing time. We can't wait to see you guys again on the road. If you want more information about our meetups, make sure you check out our website, onestrangeadventure.com/events. We reached out to the community and asked, what should we do while we're in Tucson?
Yep, and everybody said...
There's like two things that came up.
The Desert Museum and
the caverns. Yep, Desert Museum and the caverns. Today, well, we're taking your advice. We're going to the Desert Museum. We're at the Desert Museum today. We've heard it's great. We got lots of recommendations on it. So if you're thinking about doing something while in the Tucson area, this might be a good option for you.
Yep, we're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
And Pat Michelle's is with us too.
Yep, always got our friends with us. So something that's pretty cool is that it's just not about the desert. It's actually, there's a little aquarium when you first walk in. An aquarium is the rivers and outlets right there on the west coast. So get to see some of the wildlife that's in the water around this area too. So that was both enlightening and terrifying.
Michaela made me skip part of it.
Yeah, because of the spiders. I appreciate that. But yeah, that was pretty cool. The aquarium and then the snakes and the arachnids and...
Yes, the reptile and invertebrates.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, but at the same time, kind of terrifying.
Knowing what's in the
Some of the things are really little and they can all kill you. So that's pretty cool. Like, this place is all about kind of like the education of like the surrounding area. So it's all about just the local, like what they found. So like just over the hill, they found mammoth remains and like where there used to be ancient, like where there's water and lakes and stuff like that. So this place is actually pretty cool. So if you're like us, we don't really know a whole lot about the desert. Clearly because when we came here there was snowing, so not here, but you know, when we got to New Mexico and stuff like that. But yeah, like if you are like us, like this is actually a really cool place to come visit and just learn more about the surrounding area.
It was $25 per person to get in for anybody over the age of 13.
Yep, so $100 for the four of us. Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Yes, I think it was, because they have aquarium stuff, they have the animal stuff, like regular animal stuff, they have reptiles, they have cactuses, they have...
For anybody that's not familiar with the desert, I think this is a good place to come and just kind of learn more about it.
Everything is here is for this area, which is really awesome. So.
Yep. So
you can see all of it in one location.
If you're in this area, I think this is definitely a recommendation. Yes. So people that gave us the recommendation was
it was your spot on.
Yep.
And also in the same parking lot, the same road to get here is a national park.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it though.
Yep.
Saguaro National Park.
Saguaro National Park.
There you go. So you could actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone for a day visit if you wanted to. But yeah, it was worth it.
Definitely agree. We'll also say that you need like significant amount of time.
Yeah, so if you're not coming before, so right now it's winter hours and they're open until 5 p.m. So we came after work and we've been here for 3 hours and we're not even halfway through.
Yeah.
So depending on how much you like to photograph and take in what you're looking at, you plan accordingly.
The website says 2 hours.
2 hours minimum. But I feel like that's like just walking this outside loop.
Yeah, I would say like 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
To see everything.
To see it all and to get your money's worth.
Okay, we are still in Tucson. We're actually getting ready to leave this weekend and head over to Texas. So it's gonna be like a 900-mile trip. So we're gonna take 2 days. Yes, we're doing it to ourselves again. But we figured while we're here, it's been so beautiful. It's such a pretty sight. We might as well get a little bit of RV maintenance in. We talked about going to the caverns, but we just need to make sure that we get this maintenance in, and we've both been really busy working. So today what I'm gonna do is show you guys how to change the oil on our Onan generator. It's an Onan 5500 Cummins generator. It's actually really simple, but it's routine maintenance. I think you're supposed to do it every 150 hours. I looked at mine, we're right around 200 hours, so we're a little overdue, but we won't talk about that. Now to make this process even easier, I found this kit, oil change kit, or maintenance kit to the generator on Amazon, and it comes with a bunch of different stuff. Your air filter, fuel filter, oil filter, spark plugs, your oil, and probably the most important tool that you'll need is for the oil filter itself. So it actually comes with it already. So this kit makes it super easy. You don't have to try to figure out everything and buy it all separately. I've put the link in the description below if you guys are interested. Check it out. It definitely made it a little bit easier for me. Now before we start, it's a good practice. Start this up and let it run for about 5 minutes. It gets the oil a little warm and liquefies a little bit more, and just it'll help you make sure that you get all of the old stuff out before adding your new oil. From the top side, it's actually pretty simple. I'm gonna take this off, and that way it doesn't create a vacuum when you go to open it. This right here, there is a tube that runs down underneath where the oil will drain out. Once you have something under there to catch it, you just turn this and the oil will drain out. So that's pretty much all you got to do up here. And let me show you underneath. All right, there is your oil filter. It's pretty easy to get to. And there is the tube that the oil drains out of. You may want to have something on the end of that just so that you can kind of control where it drains to. Now we're also going to go ahead and change out the air filter since I have it. I'm not going to do the fuel filter right now. Changing the air filter is actually pretty simple. It's this box right here. You pull these 2 tabs and this tab right here, and then you just pull the cover off. You can see it's actually not too bad, but because I have a new one, I'm going to go ahead and change it anyways. This one looks a little better. Done. All right, I mentioned I got to start the generator up. Just let it run for about 5 minutes. Let it do its thing and heat up the oil a little bit so that it just drains a little bit easier. I know my neighbors are gonna hate me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're my neighbor. I apologize. Bought this little guy at the Riley's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the end of the tube in this, kind of prop it up underneath and just let it drain into that. Okay, RV's a little too low to get that in there. So new plan, rather than fighting that, we are going to prop this up, and the little hose is going right into this. So we won't take a chance of spilling anything on the ground. So now I just need to figure out how to prop this up. We're gonna let that go for the next 5 minutes or so and just let it fill up, and then make sure it's nice and drained, and then we can start changing the oil filter. All right, it's been a little over 5 minutes. This is still dripping a little bit, so we'll give it a little extra time to get the rest of that out of there. But once it's done dripping, we'll just go ahead and close this up, and then change out the oil filter, and then start adding some oil back in. Okay, it's done now, so I'm just going to basically just reverse my order, turn that so that it closes, and then we're going to just wait for it to stop, you know, if it's dripping a little bit in the hose or whatever. That way we don't get anything on the ground when we pull the container out. When you put the oil filter back in, you just want to rub a little bit of the old stuff around the seal, and then it just goes in hand tightened. So it doesn't just go down in there. It's kind of a low angle, so you can't just like tip the bottle and leave it, is what I'm learning. All that's left to do at this point is turn it on and let the oil cycle through, make sure we don't have any leaks, and then we're done. All right, knocked out that RV chore, but that's how I changed the oil. It took me about an hour, but that was with recording. Like, if I wasn't recording, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes at the most. That's not too bad at all. If you have any questions or anything like that, this isn't meant to be how to. This is just showing you what we're up to, how we take care of our rig, and the things that we're doing. If you have questions, obviously consult a professional. I am not a mechanic. But if you have any questions though, feel free to leave them in the comments. But again, I'm not a professional, I'll do my best. But if I have to, I'll look up something or refer you to somewhere else. But yep, that's it. All right, so Saturday we leave here. We're heading to Texas. It's gonna take us 2 days to get there. We're gonna be there for 2 weeks prior to the Switch It Up huddle. And now I get the pleasure of cleaning up my mess. Oh well, it's RV life. For those of you who are wondering, we haven't told you where we're actually at. We're in Benson, Arizona at Valley Vista, or Valley Vista, however you pronounce it, Valley Vista RV Resort. And it is 1,000 trails. This is actually a 55 plus community. However, I think if you're over the age of 36, they'll let you in. But there's some age restriction on the pool and things like that. But other than that, you know, everybody's been really nice. I figured I'd just give you a little bit of a glimpse at what this park has to offer. I guess one important thing to note here is that it is an Encore park. It's not 1,000 trails, it's Encore, so you can only book this 60 days in advance if you have the trails collection. What's doing, wiggle bye? Lily.